$4,369 US is how much that we have made in the last 4 to 5 months by posting our sailing videos. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.
Alright, if you're still here and you want a bit more details of how it all works, what it's like to have a viral video, how a sailing channel compares to, let's say, a more regular travel channel, which is basically what we used to have before making sailing videos, and how YouTube stole $500 from us, then keep on watching.
All right, so a bit of an overview. So we have almost 25,000 subscribers. But the thing is, we've only just been posting sailing videos for 4 to 5 months. And we've actually been posting overall for 3 years, but with travel content. And before we started the sailing videos, we actually had 12,000 subscribers. So it kind of like really took off when we started the sailing bit. But actually we have been doing YouTube for a while, but not in the same way as we're doing now. It's been like way more.
Yeah, so we were basically making travel videos. We were kind of like more digital nomads. We traveled and worked for a few years, and we would just make videos from wherever we were. So that could be more like vlogs, but also travel guides to the places where we spent a lot of time, and travel guides from Copenhagen, where we are from. Standard travel videos like that. So I guess we still kind of see ourselves as a very small sailing channel because, as Sally said, at least 12,000 of our subscribers subscribed for like more
like tropical traveling.
Yeah, travel guides and
nomad content.
Exactly. So the people who subscribe to the sailing videos, that's more, I guess like 12, 13,000 subscribers. So that should probably be more like our real subscriber count, if that makes sense. All right, someone just woke up from his nap. But so why did we kind of change from, I guess, making travel content to now making sailing videos? Well, we like making YouTube videos. And now we are have a home base here. We have a house very close to the marina. We're like 2 minutes away from the boat right now, which is awesome. But so we are not right now really traveling at all.
No,
also because of this guy. So then we bought a boat and now we are making sailing videos. So there's no bigger plan than that. It was very spontaneous, I think.
Like everything we do, pretty much.
True. Okay, so here's a cool fact for you, right? So our boat cost $4,000 and we've made more than $4,000.
Well, that's a good thing.
From YouTube. So the boat is paid for itself, right?
That's good, yeah. We didn't make a lot, but
I mean,
that's.
I guess not quite, because we still have to, on that 4,000, we have to pay taxes. There's a lot of expenses. All right, so I will jump into the analytics and we'll have a closer look at everything in there. Maybe Sal will go play with the baby a little bit. All right, here we are behind the scenes in the analytics dashboard on YouTube. So this is where we can see basically everything for our channel. So one thing I kind of want to just get out of the way here is, I guess, to have a look at how do you actually make money on YouTube. So for example, so let's take this video. It has 28,000 views and it has made us 1,000 Danish kroner. So that's like $150, I think. And we can go to the revenue tab. So basically how you get paid on YouTube is because when you click a video, you see some ads, right? This is just a brief explanation. Companies are paying for these ads to be shown. They are paying YouTube a certain amount per 1,000 views. That is what is called the CPM. Then YouTube splits that with us and we get a part of that revenue. Like I think it's close to half of it. And that's the number that's important for us. That's the RPM. So what we get paid per 1,000 views. So on this video, that is 36 Danish kroner. So that is $5.50. But you can kind of see that the RPM is only 1/3 of the CPM, where it probably should be half of it. And I think there are a lot of different factors that go into that, like someone's watching who's using ad block and different things like that. Now the RPM is kind of determined of many different things, like how long people are watching, so how many ads they're shown, where people are based who are watching, and also what type of content that you're making. So $5.50, I think that's kind of around our baseline average RPM. So that's a very important number because from that you can kind of to a bigger calculation that we'll get to. So let's jump in our analytics tab to the revenue tab. And here it'll show what we've made in the past month. So let's just do lifetime revenue. So you can see we got monetized back on the 28th of June in 2023. And then we just made travel videos, and you can see the big spike up here. That is when we made our first ever sailing video, which has done very well. But the other cool thing that you can see, like after that video, like our, I guess, baseline of revenue just has gone up. So we've just made more money per day ever since then. But our total revenue since we started making YouTube videos is 87,000 Danish kroner. So that is like 13,500 US dollars. So if we were to calculate our hourly wage, it would be illegal. Okay, so now we have the dates here set from the 3rd of July. So basically, this is basically just after we posted that first sailing video, because this is what we're most interested in this video, right? That's the 4,369 US dollars that we have made. But of course, since we had already made travel videos before, we kind of had a pretty huge back catalog of videos from, well, before. And those videos, some of those videos still get a few views, especially some of our like bigger travel guides. So as you can see here, in this whole 4 or 5 month period, 2 videos have actually made us quite a bit of money. So there's a Bali travel guide and a Copenhagen travel guide. And together they have made like $400 in this period. And you can also see the standout video right here, our very first sailing video, which has gone kind of viral, I would say, has made us like a third of all the money we have made. So let's have a look at that one, which now has 460,000 views, which is crazy, and it just keeps going. I think it's awesome. Like, it's a cool video. What I think is unique about that and why it has so many views and kind of resonates with people is because that was my very first time on a boat, and it kind of captures that magical feeling of sailing for the very first time. Then I'm sailing with my friend Lasse, who like very last minute came and graciously helped me out. So there's also that camaraderie and just that feeling of exploration and all of that. So that's awesome. It's also very hard to replicate. So that video has made, that is like 1,600 US dollars. You can see that right here for this whole month, the revenue line is almost flat. Now this is kind of happening very live, because it used to be completely flat. And this is what I talked about in the beginning when I said that YouTube kind of stole $500 from us. The very brief story you can see here, after the video had been up for quite a while, someone made a copyright claim on the video saying we used their song, which, I mean, we did use the song, but we had the license to use it commercially and everything through Artlist. But anyway, everyone can just throw around like these copyright claims. Then the video doesn't make any money. YouTube kind of holds the money in escrow until like the situation is resolved. After a month, the Sony Music, who claimed that we had used their song, pulled back their claim basically. But then all that money that the video had made in that period, YouTube kind of still held on to that, and it had been nowhere to be seen. Essentially, I asked YouTube support about it, and they said, yeah, you will get it next month. Then the next month they said you will get it next month, and you know, so on. And then just today they said, oh no, sorry, there is actually no revenue to be paid out for you. So YouTube either kind of kept all the revenue for themselves that the video made, because ads were shown in this period, or they paid it out to Sony Music. But just now, like, I mean, literally right now, I can see that it has now updated with some revenue in this period. It's only like $70, $80, kind of going from what the video generally makes. It should have been $500. So I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Maybe they're trying to make amends. It's Adam from the future. I just have a quick update, because YouTube are not trying to make amends, unfortunately. I got a few more responses from them, but YouTube now 100% says that they paid out all the money this video made during this claim period to Sony Music, because they had a claim on the video. And because they manually pulled back their claim, so the situation wasn't resolved, they just get to keep it. So that's a money hack for you out there. If you want to earn some shady money, you can just throw around copyright claims and then pull them back, and you'll be rich. Now, why that I can then see some revenue in this period, they just won't answer. But they are saying that I can try to talk to Sony Music and see if they're willing to pay the money out to me. So Yeah. Anyway, YouTube and their whole copyright system is just completely horrendous. Okay, so I said that we used to make travel videos. So let's have a more look at that. You can see here that our most watched video is actually one of the first videos I ever made on this channel. It is called Why I Stopped Being a Digital Nomad. And it has almost 700,000 views, which is crazy. Now, it has made only about like $1,000 in revenue, but there are a few reasons for that. It didn't make any revenue like for the first 250,000 views because we weren't monetized. The channel wasn't monetized at that point, but this video got us monetized. Then like it's a very short video, and so people like only averagely watch it for like less than 3 minutes, so they're perhaps only shown one ad or maybe no ads, things like that. But let's have a look at our third most watched video, which is a Copenhagen travel guide, also one of the first videos we made on this channel. It has almost 300,000 views and it has made like 2,300 US dollars. But this video is cool because, as you can see, it just keeps getting views over the past, I mean, this was posted when? 2.5 years ago, and it's still getting not a lot of views, but like a couple hundred views every day, basically. Because new people are continuously traveling to Copenhagen, and this guide is still very relevant for these people. But the interesting part here, the RPM, here it's like $8.50, a lot better than our now sailing video average. Right, but this video is also very interesting because it's a great example of how, like, which country people are watching from influences revenue. So this video has 92,000 views, but it has only made like $120 or something. But that is mainly because most people who watched it are from Malaysia, and it just kind of works like that. So the advertisers who are paying to put ads in front of these people who watch from Malaysia, they don't pay as much per ad as they do in Europe or the US, etc. So like making travel videos, you can really have a huge variance in the RPM and how much you make per video. In the channel analytics, you can see some other pretty cool things, like, you know, which videos are kind of doing well to get new viewers to return, channels that like our audience watches, and even recent videos that you guys are watching as well. Then where you're watching, like TV is huge for us. And then of course, like which countries people are watching from, and the that you're mostly guys, all of you, and your age. You can also go like into the individual videos and, you know, see where traffic came from, and also like what you guys, if you found us in YouTube search, like what you searched for to find these videos, which is always fun. But as we kind of touched on, it's quite expensive to run a sailing channel. Of course, it's very expensive to just own a boat and restore a boat and go sailing and all of that. But if you want to film it, you know, you also need all the camera gear, everything related to that, software. And then there's just all the time involved in doing the actual filming and editing and all of that. Now, the one good thing we had is that I work as a freelance photographer and videographer, so I basically had all the gear we needed before we did this. And I mean, we obviously made YouTube videos for a while as well, so we didn't have that like expense right then and there. But we're definitely very much in the hole, spending a lot more money than we've made making these videos. All right, let's go and find the guys again. Okay, the guys just joined us here instead. Oh boy. But of course, so far we're only talking about the AdSense revenue from YouTube. Generally, YouTube channels make the majority of their revenue outside of this. We don't yet, but...
The two main ways that you can make money on YouTube is, of course, by sponsorships, which we have done a few of, but we are a small channel, so it's kind of limited, our offers and the people that actually write us back. So hopefully that will we will evolve a bit when it comes to sponsorships. And of course, the other way to make money on YouTube is, of course, by having a Patreon, and we do as well. And I can just say we are already like so blown away that we actually have patrons and that people actually want to support us. I know I was really surprised, and I didn't really know a lot about Patreon until we started this, and I was like, no, people don't want to know, they don't want to do that, but they do, and and it surprised me so much, and trust me, it has helped so much on our boat journey and our whole sailing journey, and it has made everything so much easier. And I just love the community that we have in there, and I love that we get to talk to you guys, and it's just, yeah, I just want to say great thanks. And well, if you want to join us as well, you are more than welcome to go and be one of our patrons, but it is not something that you have to do. Just remember that. We are very happy to just have you here.
Exactly. It's really awesome. We share a lot of like behind the scenes right now. Of course, we're renovating the boat, so we share a bit more behind the scenes, what we're doing, what we plan. Then we get a lot of your guys' input because, again, we don't really know anything about rebuilding a boat. So to have some of you guys who have a lot more experience, like in there in Patreon and kind of sharing what you guys know before we start doing anything stupid, it's just awesome. So thank you. Okay, remember the 5.5 US dollars RPM we talked about earlier? $5.50, that's generally how much money we make per 1,000 views. So we can kind of quickly calculate, okay, how many views per month do we need to like make a proper living? Just by AdSense, that is. So if we go by that, if we want to make something like a little over $2,000, we would need to get like 300,000 or 400,000 views per month consistently. So that's not so far-fetched. Right now we get like 100 to 200,000 ish per month. Of course it varies, but the thing, it all adds together, because if we then start getting like 400,000 views per month, then more sponsors will be more interested in paying us more money, and of course with more people watching, perhaps more of you are willing to join the Patreon and support us that way. Let's say 400,000 views per month. That is how much we would need to do YouTube full time.
Or this guy needs a new diaper again. So, bye.
See you later. But I do hope that perhaps you found this a little bit interesting, just to get a little glimpse behind the monetary side of a sailing YouTube channel, especially a smaller new one, and see kind of what's realistic with the amount of views that we are getting. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one, where we of course continue the renovation of our boat.